Hello, everyone. We have Mr. Anand Agrawal, Group CEO of Sterlite Technologies, for a fireside session on digital infrastructure, 5G, and India's self-reliant vision. So let's begin the session, Mr. Agrawal. And my first question to you is on the digital transformation and infrastructure of the country. What are your views on this, and what needs to be done to create a world-class infrastructure in the country?
Thanks for having me here. So clearly, this is a very, very important question. Like what we are seeing with everything becoming digital, all the applications are getting hosted on a platform. And there we believe that the platform becomes as efficient only if we have a very, very efficient and robust infrastructure. So clearly, we have a long way to go in terms of creating that infrastructure. We have a great degree of connectivity over the last several years that we have provided in terms of voice connectivity. But the shift to digital will require us to do much, much more. It will require, for the kind of applications that we are now seeing, whether it is the remote working applications, whether it is the education applications, whether it is the healthcare, whether it is the governance applications. All these applications, if you start seeing, they are extremely data hungry. They require you to be very, very low latency. They require you to be, the response needs to be instantaneous. And you require data processing very, very close to where the users are. You cannot have data processing being done like what was being done earlier when the world was more downloads. So this is the world where you need to have downloads, uploads at the same time. You need to have data close to the user, and you need to have extremely high bandwidth. This requires the infrastructure almost where you have a very high degree of spectrum that is required closer to the users. You require a very deep fiberization with both small cells as well as macro sites, and you require some kind of edge data centers. So I think we are in extremely early days. India still has to connect a lot of it towers with fiber itself. Data centers, we have more larger data centers than edge data centers. It's extremely important as the entire ecosystem is becoming digital. Having a robust infrastructure and a common infrastructure is becoming important. I feel as we start looking forward, we will start having multiple service providing entities. So digital service provisioning would be something that people are going to compete on. People are going to provide applications and services to the customers. But infrastructure would startly get being more and more common, would start getting more and more shared. So we would have common infrastructure, multiple platforms and multiple applications on it reaching consumers. And consumers will not be anymore just mobile consumers. You would have mobile consumers, you will have at home, you would have in towns, in villages, in enterprises, within factories. So the consumption is going to be much, much more, and applications will be much, much more ubiquitous.
So my next question to you, Mr. Agrawal, is on digital movement in India, which is helping a lot of processes being brought into the country. How are you seeing the digital divide being reduced or eliminated with the help of these things, especially in the areas of education, healthcare, and overall livelihood of the Indian society?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think more than digital divide would be a means. It would reduce the economic divide. If we start thinking the way the country has been divided, it's urban, rural, it's haves, have-nots, it's migration from rural part to the more urban parts of the country. And we see why do people migrate? People migrate either for education, either for better healthcare, or for getting better opportunities in terms of jobs, etc. What if we could bring all of that into the rural parts of the country, into the smaller towns in the country? We would be able to, we can get quality education. I sincerely believe that education is going to be a real killer app for the digital transformation. Education, which will be self-paced based on the person's capabilities, which would be centralized content and distributed enablement. So you have education, you have healthcare, and you have like job opportunities. We are talking about working from home, but it is going to move towards working from towns, working from villages. For a lot of processing that is done, we do not require people to be sitting in offices in a city. You can do that from anywhere. The thing what is required is a great, robust digital infrastructure. And I'm really enthused by the PM's recent announcements that is going to bring a very high quality infrastructure to 6 lakh villages in the country. And I believe that's exactly the right way to go. And India can really take a leapfrog in terms of the economic divide which has happened in the country. And digital can be a real enabler towards doing that.
So let's talk about 5G in the country. Sterlite is something which is actually working on 5G. It recently tied up with BVDN for manufacturing of 5G hardware. And on the software part, it is also helping or working in terms of developing solutions. And at the same time, in India, there is a talk of building homegrown 5G solutions. What do you have to say, like in 5G, what role India could be playing? And do you think that India could actually take a leap in terms of getting at the forefront of the development of this technology?
Danish, when I see 5G, it's an absolutely great time right now for India to make this leap towards 5G. If I see 5G, I see from both sides. I see from the demand side and from the supply side. On the demand side, all these new applications which are coming up, which are extremely efficiency driven applications. See, India at one end is trying to be extremely strong in terms of manufacturing. It is trying to be extremely high and effective in terms of governance, very efficient in terms of rural productivity. And we have multiple use cases on 5G which can really enable that efficiency. On the supply side, which you spoke about, if I see 5G, the shift in 5G has become that it is actually, it requires a combination, it's a convergence of several technologies. It's a convergence of the fact that you have both wired and wireless together. You have hardware and software disaggregated. You have the connectivity as well as compute together. 5G is such a disaggregated technology, unlike the previous generations, which was very verticalized technology. So you would have one OEM typically providing it. But the fact that 5G is so much software based and generic hardware based, it really aligns to the strength of the country. On the software side, that the country has great strength. On the hardware side, the country today is building up great infrastructure for building the hardware. And then on the network creation side, the fact that 5G would have private networks, would have localized network, would have enterprise-based networks. There would be great opportunities towards creating smaller networks also. It would unleash a lot of innovation. It would create a lot of jobs. So I see the entire 5G stack from chips to creating hardware and software to creating network to creating applications and then rolling it out with artificial intelligence, machine language, all these, India has this great opportunity to leapfrog.
And when it comes to taking our capability to the world market, do you think that we are going to be as efficient as some traditional vendors in the market, like in the Europe and in the US? How do you see the prospects of the Indian companies now making strides in the 5G domain?
Yeah, Dinesh, I feel there is absolutely, this is India's opportunity for creating all these technologies, what India is creating for the country. It can absolutely take it to the world. The fact that all these technologies, whether are software defined and the network functions are fully virtualized for 5G, I clearly see that whatever India is developing for India, it can take it globally.
So maybe a last concluding comments on Sterlite being a partner in India and globally. What could be the process of enhancing the infra in India itself? Maybe some concluding thoughts on those pointers.
Sure. On the infra side, I think, especially now looking as towards, there are 3-4 clear focus areas. We have to strengthen 4G. We have to take digital to the rural parts of the country, and we have to make the country prepared for launching 5G. So I see that 2-3 things need to be done. One, there has to be a critical realization that that India must spend at least 1% of its GDP on digital. Any country of the size of India, about say 2.73 trillion, spends more than 1%. India currently is spending 0.3% of its GDP on digital. So that's one point. This spending has to be both public and private. Today, the public spending in digital is less than 10% of the total spending that happens. And globally, we are seeing that wherever people are realizing that this digital infra is equally important like physical infra, like roads, railways, power, highway, we have to create a similar mission of creating this digital infrastructure. And the third part clearly is that on the spectrum side, we have to make the spectrum really efficiently priced so that people are able to roll it out. And a part of the spectrum needs to be unleashed, needs to be unlicensed for Wi-Fi 6 as well as private industry. I think if these 3-4 things are done effectively, clearly India will have its place, and this becomes a great inflection point for India to digitally transform.
Let's end this chat, Anand, on this transformation note. We hope that we succeed in terms of what we aspire. Thank you very much for this session. Thank you.
Sure. Thanks, Danish.